Hello and welcome back to another Aviation video. Today I'll be talking about my visit to BAS Engineering. This is where they train aircraft engineers, the Bahrain Aircraft Engineering Training Center. So without further ado, let's get right into the video. So before I start, I just want to say a big thank you to Mr. Ahmed Al Kohaji for letting us do this and letting us go there and do the tour. I really enjoyed it, and he showed us a lot of things, for what the students do to what they do with all the aircraft parts and everything that's going to be on this video. He all explained it to us, and I just want to say a big thank you. My visit first started as we just walked into the hangar when our tour guide guided us to where the hangar is. So we walk in, and the first thing you see is going to be this Beechcraft 90 series. This, as you can see right in front of you. So this is the aircraft that they train engineers to fix, and we'll get on that later. So yeah. He started by giving us about a bit of back information about this place. So they train engineers. They opened around 2004, and they let anyone from around the world to join. It's a really cool place, and it takes 4 years to graduate from this place. They're really good, and I do really recommend them for anyone who wants to join and become an aircraft engineer in the future. So, as you can see here, we first started by he told us to get on the plane, so we went on the plane, and I went and sat into the cockpit, which was really cool. All the buttons were still there, but that plane, you can't use it anymore. It's just used for training and like fixing it, doing all the things. So inside the plane was actually all broken up because they keep on breaking it and fixing it, breaking it, fixing it. So it was really cool. So we walked into the cockpit and we sat down. So he started asking me a few questions about aviation, why I like planes, and certain things about planes, like if you pull the yoke backwards, what will move. So that was really cool. I also pressed a lot of buttons in the cockpit, which looked really cool. So here's a video of me in the cockpit and him asking a few questions.
Are the same. Like, do you see the one in front of your eyes, just at the center of your eye? Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Can you pull the knob there? There is a knob at the. Yes, pull it. There you go. Thank you. All right. So what? Let's see you fly it manually. What do you do with the controls?
You can turn it left or right, or you can use the rudder pedals.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
If you lost hydraulics, you can use an engine, for example. You can increase the right engine to make it turn left.
Oh, wow. That's great. MashaAllah. Okay. How do you pitch the nose up?
Pitch the nose up.
Pull it.
You pull
both hands. Yes. All right. You're actually, when you do this, what do you move at the rear? At the end of the airplane?
The vertical stabilizers?
Yeah, the elevator. All right, well done. Okay, you have a basic knowledge. That's good. All right. You know anything about flaps? You heard them before?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah?
You use them for takeoff and landing, and just for takeoff you use less, and for landing you use like full flaps sometimes.
You're right. Spot on. Absolutely spot on. Right.
After showing us around the planes and what the students do for training on this plane, we then left the plane and he brought us to the back of the hangar where there's a CF6-50 engine. He started giving us a bit of information on this engine and what the students do. So like they take off parts of this engine. As you can see here, a few pictures. He also told us a bit of fun facts about this engine, which there is one that's really cool. It actually has the strongest metal as blades, and that's because they can get really hot, which makes it really cool, really cool. So, and he also told us about more facts and why this engine doesn't work anymore, and like what the students take off and put back on. And he told us also what the engine is used on, like what kind of planes this engine is used on, such as the Boeing 747, the Airbus A330, Airbus A300, and the DC-10. So those are some fun facts. Here is another video of me asking a few questions and talking about what I know about this engine.
There you go. There you have it. MashaAllah. Alright. Absolutely spot on.
Sorry, say that again, Anthony. This is the CF6-50 engine. Has thrusted 1,50 Newton thrust, weighs around 4,000 kilograms, and is using the A330, Airbus A300, Douglas DC-10, and Boeing 747. Is that correct?
Speechless. I cannot comment on that. I cannot comment on that. MashaAllah.
Amazing.
Alright. You know these are made of what? The strongest metal ever. Titanium.
Moving on, he then showed us a Boeing 727 engine, which is not really used for breaking up and putting back together. They only use it for showing what's inside, what happens when the blades spin, to show the engineers what's actually moving when the engine is turned on and is running on idle power or some other power, for example. So that was really cool to see, and he also explained what is moving. So here's a video.
But honestly, it's used more to demonstrate and to explain what happens to the parts inside. So I can see the compressor, I can see the exhaust, you can see the combustion chambers, alright, and the rest of the parts. So this is what we saw, yeah, that's the turbine there, and that's the compressor.
Moving on, after the Boeing 727 engine, we then walked towards DC-10 nose landing gear, which is really cool. He also told us that they don't really use this for training, they just use it for like seeing with the parts, as it's too heavy to move. So here's a video of him explaining what it is and all the certain parts in this nose landing gear and how it works and so on.
It's a heavy one and you cannot move it. But at least you can see, oh, okay, what is the side brace, the torque length, the oleo, and the charging nut, and so on. Yeah. Yeah?
After that, we then walked into a room full of tools. He started explaining to us how this room is really important and why you should always take the tools that you need and then bring every single tool back, as it will cause damage to the engine if you keep one remaining in front of the plane. He also told us there's a list, and he told us a lot of other facts about this room and how much tools there are and what they're used for and so on, and what the students do with these tools.
The equipment needed to work on an aircraft. Now, this is, as your dad said, this is an important room. You know why? Because you might take something like as small as this. You go work on the aircraft and you forget it on the engine. Ooh. Yeah, that will cost millions of dollars. Yes. So you need to really know how to control your tools and how.
After that, we then walked in to the spare parts room. There's a lot of spare parts in this room, and they keep a lot of it for the trainers and what they show and how to fix these certain spare parts, how to add them to the plane, how to replace them. And all these spare parts were used on real airplanes until they were taken off and used for this training center, which is really cool, and we got to see most of the parts. He also showed us like a tire of an airplane, how thick it is, how there's like three wires in the tire. It was really cool. He showed us a lot of other cool things such as Gulf Air, first class seats, and there are a lot of interesting things in this room, which was really cool, and I really did like this room.
Only for training purposes. So for example, you've got Canter. This is an old first class seat and still functioning. But well, of course, you know, as an aircraft engineer, you need also to work inside the cabin. Yeah. So you need to ensure all the cabin systems, which including the seats, the entertainment system, all of them, they have to be maintained. And the rest, as you can see, we have instruments, we have radio equipment, we have lights, we have.
And after a while of touring this whole place. I really did enjoy it, and sadly it has to come to an end. It showed us everything that was over there. I really did enjoy it. It was really cool to see the Beechcraft 90 series so close up, and you could touch it, get inside it. It's really cool to see how they teach the students who want to become an aircraft engineer when they grow up. So it's just a really cool place. Once again, I want to say a big thank you to Mr. Ahmed Al-Kohoji, who let us do this tour, and he gave us the whole tour for this place. I'll link their Instagram, BAST's Bahrain Aircraft Engineering Training Center, in the description. You can go follow them, and you can see their pictures over there. You can go support them also. Once again, if you're ever interested in becoming an aircraft engineer, I really do recommend this place. It's such a good place to go. They teach everything and how to do in any aircraft, how to fix any aircraft, and it's just a perfect place to go if you want to become an aircraft engineer. So once again, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I hope you enjoyed. Peace.